Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. In this video, I'm going to be showing you various costs in Spain and comparing them to the US. I'll cover medical care, groceries, going out to eat, and other costs that might just be lower than you had imagined. If you are new here, I have created this channel to help you learn about how to travel, adventure, and have fun on the road to financial independence. I have traveled the world, I own a couple of houses in Spain, and I'm on a creative journey to financial independence. I believe the road to financial freedom can and should be fun. I hope you'll subscribe and join me on this journey, no matter where you are starting from. Getting started, I'd first like to cover the cost of medical care and other associated costs. When I was in Spain recently, I had to go to the pharmacy to get ibuprofen for my friend. I didn't look at the cost in the pharmacy, so after getting home, I thought, I wonder how much that was. I picked up the receipt and was shocked that the entire box of ibuprofen was only €1.92. The euro is a little bit more valuable than the dollar, but honestly, they're so close that it's not worth converting. Have you ever bought a bottle of ibuprofen for $2? Probably not. Let's compare a little further. Generally, when you buy ibuprofen in Europe, each tablet is 600 milligrams, where in the US, each tablet is 200 milligrams. Instead of taking 3 tablets in the US, in Spain you only need 1. This box for €1.92 was 40 tablets, which is the same amount of medicine as 120 tablets in the US. A good price comparison would be the CVS off-brand ibuprofen. For 100 tablets, the cost is almost $9. While I was in Spain, I was sitting in the waiting room of a private hospital due to having an ear infection. I am part of a co-op in the US that does help cover my expenses out of country, but I don't have medical insurance in Spain or anything they would accept at the counter there. A public hospital visit would probably cost less, but this private hospital was €92. I feel like that is comparable to visiting an urgent care in the US if you were paying in cash, but this place was way fancier than any urgent care I've been to. The doctor also recommended an MRI. I asked how much it was and she said €320, which is most certainly less than what you would pay in the US, where the national average for an MRI is over $1,300. And all of this was at the private hospital. A public hospital would generally cost less. Next, I'd like to talk about groceries. When I'm in the US, I have a pretty great system down of ordering my groceries from Walmart pickup. I spend on average between $80 and $100 per week. Keep in mind that generally speaking, I only eat out once per week, so that $80 to $100 is feeding me and covering my toiletries every week. I feel like I follow a much tighter budget than most people though. When my friend and I got to Spain on our first grocery shop, we spent $107. This is because we had to buy all of the staples that you don't usually have to buy every week. Things like seasonings, olive oil, all of the bathroom basics, plus a week worth of food. The rest of my grocery shops each week were around $50. I would say that buying groceries in Spain is roughly between 50 and 75% of the cost of what you would spend in the US, so there is definitely some savings there. Let me give you some grocery examples. A 1.5 liter bottle of sangria you can get for just €1.55. The same size bottle in the US will cost you between $9 and $10. That's quite a bit of savings. You know how you'll be in a grocery store in the US and a shelf might have the cheap wines on the bottom, and as you work your way up, the expensive wines will be on the top? Well, in the US, a cheap wine might be between $4 and $5. A medium grade wine would be about $7 to $10, and a more expensive bottle might be $12 to $20. Now, obviously, there are much more expensive wines out there, but I'm just generally speaking. Well, in the Spain grocery store, the lower price wine will be between €1 and €2. The mid-grade wine will be between €2 and €3, and the higher priced wines will be between €4 and €6. It's kind of nuts. In the US, if I were to buy an off-brand of sliced wheat bread at Walmart, it would cost me $1.88. The same at a grocery store in Spain is 95 cents. And that might not sound like a big deal or a huge difference, but that's half the cost. A pack of 12 drinkable yogurts in the US will run you between $5 and $6, where a similar pack in Spain will only cost you €2.50. An off-brand small tub of regular hummus at Walmart will run you just under $3. In Spain, it will cost you €1.20. Lastly, let's talk about eggs. You remember when the price of eggs shot up recently? That was a little crazy, but thankfully the prices in the US seem to have subsided. The cost of a dozen brown eggs here will run you between $3 and $6 depending on where you purchase. In Spain, it will run you about €2.25. All right, while we're talking about food, let's talk about going out to eat. One thing I've learned is that even though the cost to eat out in Spain is definitely going to be less than in the US, not to mention it will likely be much healthier, but the big cities and tourist areas are going to be more expensive, and the further away from the cities that you get, the less expensive it will be. Now, of course, this might not be correct in every single instance, but in my experience, it's true most of the time. One thing to know about me before I talk about these prices is that I tend to indulge when I go out to eat. It's just one of the areas of my life and budget that I prioritize. I love good food. So when my friend and I would go out for dinner, we would usually have an appetizer, we'd each have an entree, and we'd usually each have an alcoholic beverage as well. Our bill always ran somewhere between 25 and 50 US dollars. The only reason I know the price in US dollars is because I have my credit card transactions that automatically convert the price to dollars. Those same meals in the US would run us between $45 and $85. We ate Indian, Thai, and Italian food pretty regularly. The Indian food in Spain is not to be missed. Now, is it possible to go out to eat and spend less than what I mentioned? Of course. You don't have to order appetizers and drinks, so it's easy to keep those costs down if needed. Speaking of drinks, coffee in Spain is so much less expensive than going to some place like Starbucks, and no offense, but it's better too. Rather than the $4 to $7 cup of coffee in the US, stop by a cafe, or my favorite one in Pago, Casino Bar, where you can get a large cup of coffee, which isn't super common in Spain, and it will run you just over €1. Okay, now I'm briefly going to talk about transportation. I'm working on another new video that is all about buying a car in Spain and the cost to maintain a vehicle, but for now, let me just say that the cost of gas right now in Spain and all over Europe is astronomical due to the war in Ukraine. It's not always like this and hopefully won't be like that for long, but you should expect to pay about double what you would pay in the US, which is the only thing that's more expensive, at least that I'm aware of. I spend about €24 per month on car insurance in Spain. Even 20 years ago, my car insurance was never that cheap in the US. Comparing today's rates, I pay about $120 per month in the US. Now, I'm not going to go into the specifics of the cost to own a home in Spain because I've already covered that in this video right up here titled The Annual Cost to Own a Home in Spain. But I will say briefly that my high-speed fiber optic Wi-Fi in Spain is only €25 per month, and in the US I pay about $70 for internet that isn't even as good. I do feel like electricity in Spain is pretty close to what I pay for electric in the US, but maybe slightly less expensive. Water is far cheaper in Spain, and I only pay about €30 per quarter for water. Now, you might be wondering what the difference is for renting an Airbnb for a month in Spain versus renting an Airbnb for a month in the US. I'm going to compare my two main cities, Orlando, Florida, and Valencia, Spain. Orlando is about half the size of Valencia, but it is also a bit more touristy, so I suppose there is some balance there. I put in the entire month of September because it's still several months away and neither is a super popular time to visit either of these cities. I put in 2 guests and said I wanted to rent an entire space. I selected the amenities, kitchen, Wi-Fi, and put that the house needed at least 1 bed and 1 bathroom. Airbnb now shows an average price, and the one for Orlando showed that the average home price for this time would be $7,466. There were only 2 homes listed below $1,500, and one of them was a camper. Now, I put the same time frame in for Valencia with all the same amenities. It says the average price there is $5,517, but there are 36 homes available for under $1,500 per month and 4 homes available for under $1,000 per month. Whether you're wanting to live in Spain or just vacation there for a while, you will find that it is much less expensive than the US. Have you been to Spain? Has your experience been similar? Let me know about it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and invite you to like this video and subscribe to join me every day where travel and adventure build financial freedom. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.